Let's talk about the most rewarding part of your job. So this is a pretty deep question. So JC, we'll start with you.
Just the players Tim talked about earlier, the players we get to work with now. I mean, Sam Horsfield was National Freshman of the Year in the entire country last year, and got to spend a year with him and, learn his habits and see what he does on a daily basis. I learn more from Sam than he'll ever be able to learn from me, but just being around, players and world-class athletes like that has been the most rewarding part.
Nice. Tim?
I don't think there's anything more impressive than watching your athletes graduate from college. And that's probably the most rewarding thing. I'd say second to that would be when we won a championship, seeing our alumni come fly and spend their own money to come watch us play in the national championship at the College World Series and celebrate like they were on the field with us and cry and jump up and down. Those to me are some of the most rewarding things when you really, you've known these young people for such a long time. I think that just makes it really special.
Yeah, it always makes me laugh when we have alumni come and they talk about some part of our program that they are now using with their family, whether it's like being on time or things. And it's really funny because, when they're here, they think it's like the worst thing in the world. And then when they're parents of their own kids, they start to transfer that into their lives. So it's kind of cool to see. So let's talk about your favorite moment as a coach at Florida. So JC, we'll start with you.
Oh, I got to start with that one. My favorite moment as a coach at Florida was, it probably goes back to the day I got the job. I was on a recruiting, I had a kid visiting from Colorado, and I was in the Las Vegas airport, and I was just making a left-hand turn into the Las Vegas baggage claim at the McCarran airport there, and my phone rang, and it was Jeremy Foley. And I didn't think I was going to get the job, so I wasn't worried about it. I was going to tell him, thanks for giving me a shot. And at that point, he told me I had the job, and I had this poor recruit just flew in 2 hours, and I had to tell him that I got the Florida job, and I wasn't going to give him the tour anymore today. So it was a little bit of a crazy story, but a moment I'll never forget. And going home and being able to tell my wife that we were moving and watching her jump up and down was, just a memory that I'll have forever.
So before you answer, Tim, I have to say one of my favorite moments of you as a coach at Florida was the slow-mo and fast speeded up version of you doing this. Throwing your arm around in a circle to get the person around third to go home for when you guys were playing Auburn to go to
and he was running in the outfield too. Yeah,
and jumping up and down.
He was faster than the players on his team.
I think you could have made it to home before her in that moment.
Yeah.
That was really, it was just so fun to watch. It was like such an iconic moment for Florida softball.
Yeah.
But I don't want to steal your thunder. So.
As I watch it back now, it's fairly embarrassing, to see that grown man run into the outfield.
Your athleticism was impressive.
Yeah, not bad. You still got it too.
I never. For me, I ironically, you would have to go to probably 2009 to the College World Series in that same spot in the coach's box when Allie Gardner hit a walk-off grand slam,
love that
2
moment.
outs, 2 strikes to send us to our first ever national championship series. But I'm going to have to actually go to something just a little bit different, to be honest with you. My highlight of my job and being a Gator was in 2006 in Scottsdale, Arizona for the national championship football game. And I looked at my ticket, and I looked down at my seat, and I looked back at my ticket. I'm on the 50-yard line for the 2006 national championship game. And I thought there was a mistake. I couldn't believe it. And then all the other coaches at Florida are sitting next to me. I'm like, this is the greatest place on earth. I'm getting ready to watch a national championship football game, and I'm on the 50-yard line. It was, to me, that was by far the highlight of my time here so far.
I love that. And I think part of that too, because obviously we've all been to, whether it's the Florida-Georgia game or bowl games or national championship games, having that experience with each other is really cool.
It was my first ever national championship game really to be a part of, here. And, obviously we won it as a player and as a coach, but that was just something different about that. And it's a lot bigger than I was. No one even knew who I was, and here I'm on the 50. It was pretty cool.
Well, I think even the fact that you two took time out of your busy evening schedule to do something like this, it kind of goes a long way for talking about why we are what we are, because people take time to do something like this. And we really appreciate you guys being here. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
That was awesome.